A lot of cybersecurity roadmaps are harmful and unrealistic. In this video, I'm going to show you a framework that can help guide you into a start in cybersecurity, regardless of what your schedule looks like.
Warning: following this video's advice will not guarantee you a job, internship, or stable future. The goal of this video is to get your feet wet with the possibilities of cybersecurity and give you the needed resources to build the proper foundations that may or may not get you a job. Duh.
Hi, I'm Noah, and in this video, we're going to break down my 2026 cybersecurity roadmap. And it's going to be broken down into 3 different parts. The first part is going to be my path. What did it look like for me, starting as a beginner in high school and giving a brief overview of how I got to where I am today in cybersecurity. The second part of the video is going to be rewriting the traditional roadmap. And you're going to see it a little later, but I think the traditional roadmap is kind of dead, and we're going to revisit a different kind of approach. And lastly, the third point is some resources and some case studies for you to look at and decide where do you want to go in cybersecurity. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. As almost every high schooler after COVID, I was really into video games and just being on my computer, talking to my friends online, and really not paying attention at all in classes. And that's kind of when I fell into, starting to think about what I wanted to do in college, and I naturally selected something in technology. I started touring universities, and I knew I wanted to do something with computers, but I just hadn't landed specifically on cybersecurity yet. Of course, I ended up touring Purdue University, and on my tour, I met with a professor, and that professor was the head of cybersecurity, and he mentioned and asked me, hey, do you know what Kali Linux is? Because we use that a lot here in our program. And despite not knowing what Kali Linux was, I immediately, right after I got home, launched up my computer and started to tinker around and look up, hey, what is Kali Linux? Why is it useful to cybersecurity? And how does it impact computers as a whole? And for the next year or so, I had no idea what I was doing. I installed Kali Linux based on multiple different YouTube guides, struggled along with the process. And the most important part and the most beautiful part is I was so lost the entire time. I had no roadmap. I had no idea what I was doing, but that was the beauty of it. I had no idea what cybersecurity was, but throughout time, I educated myself. I learned about the tools of that Kali Linux held. I learned about what I could do with those kind of tools. And more importantly, I learned about the ethics of using the tools that Kali Linux held. So when graduation came around, I found myself pretty proficient in Linux, pretty proficient in Kali Linux, and started exploring offensive security platforms, and I found myself on TryHackMe. Now, TryHackMe is a fantastic platform that we're going to talk about later on in this video, but I learned about networking, I learned about the blue team, the red team, and I started competing in CTFs. And this is where things really sparked for me. Ever since then, I've been doing TryHackMe, Hack the Box, and really expanding my learning. But I want you to ponder and realize that I did not get started in cybersecurity with a direct path laid out for me. Somebody who I didn't know, have never met before, mentioned Kali Linux, and my curiosity took over from there. My path was built on curiosity and wanting to know more and more about what I was actually doing hands-on keyboard in Kali Linux. Half the time I had no idea what I was doing, and that was part of the fun for me. So realize that I didn't come from a path of structured alignment, but more so a path of curiosity and exploring for myself. So now it's time to talk about the roadmap. Knowing everything that I know now, what would I say to younger me? And honestly, some of you may have guessed this from the story I just told, but I wouldn't change much. I learned so much from just raw curiosity that it would be completely impossible and infeasible to put all of that into a guidebook or a roadmap. So while I wouldn't give my younger self a map, I would give my younger self more of a book of skills that I would need to be successful in the field. And the first skill that you need to learn as a beginner in cybersecurity is how to learn. You need to learn how to learn. What's your learning style? What kind of things do you need to successfully learn something? Do you need a schedule, or can you just randomly learn sporadically off of rabbit holes? It's also important to look at your schedule and think about your energy levels. At what parts of the day are you high energy? At what parts of the day are you low energy? And it's very important to consider time versus focus. Everyone has the same 24 hours in the day, but not everybody has the same levels of focus. And again, it goes back to energy. If I'm more energetic and able to be more focused in the morning, maybe I should consider that to be a focus block of learning time. Whereas in the evening, I'm just tired, I want to go to bed, I want to relax. That's not a great and optimal time to learn. The second biggest skill that I would go back and teach myself is learning how to find the right answer. And what I mean by this is, in cybersecurity, a lot of the times you are not going to have the answer laid out for you. You're going to be facing new technology or new skills or new versions of systems you've never seen before. So it's crucial to know how to find answers when you don't know where to go. And the two most obvious resources are going to be Google and, especially now, AI. Learn how to get good at Googling something. Learn how to get what you really want out of a Google search. Ask an AI, hey, what is this? How do I attack it? How do I learn from it? And where can we go from here? So skill number 2 is learning how to find the right answer. Before going out and asking someone else and asking a human, you should ask the search engine and you should ask AI. Skill number 3 that I would go back and teach myself is learning how to stay organized and creating a second brain. A lot of the knowledge that I picked up early on in my cybersecurity journey was left behind in some random notebook with no organization. I would teach myself, hey, go and start a Notion page for that, or use Obsidian. Both of these tools are fantastic, and they're great at organizing really complex topics and breaking them down into subtopics of subtopics of subtopics. And when considering the entire cybersecurity umbrella, that is very important. So skill number 3, stay organized and make sure you are creating a second brain, or a source in a repository for all of the notes you've ever taken that you can refer back to at any time you need. Skill number 4 in the skill book is to pick a platform and not a path. Like I said, there's a lot of paths and roadmaps on YouTube, on social media, that you could follow. But I would suggest, instead of following a roadmap, you should follow a platform. Pick a platform, pick TryHackMe, pick Hack the Box, pick Hack Smarter Labs, right? A ton of great platforms out there to start your cybersecurity learning. And you want to look for breadth instead of depth. And this may seem controversial, or a lot of people may not agree with this, but as a beginner, I find it a lot more valuable to know a little bit about a lot of things instead of knowing a lot about one thing. I can be the best pen tester in the world and have some crazy high Mr. Robot level skills, but if I don't have the defensive capabilities or the communication skills to back that knowledge up, or to explain these concepts to a non-technical audience, then it's all, what is it worth? Learn about all of the different possible pathways and roles that there are in cybersecurity. Learn a little about a lot of different roles. And then from there, after you get a good grasp of what each role in cybersecurity does, then you can pick the path that you want to go down. The number 5 skill that I would teach to my younger self, and something I'm still working on personally, is observe how things work and then find out why they work that way. So for example, let's say you run an Nmap scan on an IP and you get ports back. Well, how did that actually work? Get into the nitty-gritty details, understand, hey, what connections are being made, what requests are being sent, how does the 3-way TCP handshake work, and understand how that particular piece of technology or tool works. And in the age of AI, this can be really difficult or really easy. You can ask AI, hey, how does this tool work? And then glaze over the response, copy paste it into your notes, and call it a day. But that's not really learning. I encourage you and I encourage me to really dig deep and understand the why. Why does this tool work? Why does this vulnerability exist? Why? By asking why, you're going to do yourself so many different favors that your future self will be incredibly thankful for. Last but certainly not least, number 6, the sixth tool in your skill book is to build a community and support system. This is something that I did not do, and I think it still haunts me to this day. There are so many fantastic people, mentors, and communities out there that are ready to be asked questions and ready to help new people in the field. Don't be like me and join a community. My number one suggestion would be Tyler Ramsby and Hack Smarter. They are so amazing over there. They have so many helpful people and really cool people in that community. And furthermore, ask questions, even if you are afraid to ask them. There are so many great people in the world, especially in the cybersecurity space. And by joining these communities, you're going to increase your chances of finding them. And hey, even if you're afraid to ask a person, you can ask AI first. You can refine your question a little bit. You can learn a little bit more and then ask someone. But I guarantee you, by joining a community, by connecting yourself with other learners, you're going to build a lot stronger of a support system than if you try to do it alone like I did. Alrighty, the third and final section of this video here is looking at some case studies and some examples and some baby step recommendations to get you started from minimal IT knowledge. And the first thing is I found this really cool website from Kaspersky that talks about and gamifying the different cybersecurity skills and roles. So I'm just going to walk you through this website. Essentially, I'll leave the link in the description, but they have different roles and how those roles interact with all of cybersecurity. So for example, we have malware analysis, and there's a better way to look at this. They have some tests, right? And like kind of like a BuzzFeed quiz. So if you've ever done a BuzzFeed quiz, it'll give you a few questions, you answer them, and then it'll give you what role you think it would be best for. And here is kind of what I'm really looking for. So there's these 6 different heroes, as they call them. And so you can learn about security operations, threat intelligence, security assessment, information security research, network security, and malware analysis. These are kind of their 6 heroes. And I encourage you, if you're new to the field and you really don't know what to look at next, go to this website, explore these resources. Like, let's say security assessment, offensive security seems interesting to me, and I want to learn more about that. It'll take you to that page. It'll give you some really cool statistics on, hey, what hard skills do you need? What soft skills do you need? And some possible positions that are good for you. So very cool website from Kaspersky, and I'd highly encourage you to check it out. Mentioned is TryHackMe, and particularly their paths. So TryHackMe has a lot of great paths that you can follow that will give you the basics of what a role is. And these were the kind of paths that I was doing in high school after I learned about what Kali Linux was. I'd go here and they have this really great cybersecurity 101 path now, and this Sec 1 certification, but this is not a certification video. And it'll kind of give you, hey, this are the sections that you go through: offense security, defense security, searching skills, Linux fundamentals, Windows fundamentals, and a lot of this really fundamental stuff that you need to be a cybersecurity expert. So this path in particular is very great from TryHackMe. A lot of it is free. I think 50% or so of it is free. So if you really don't want to spend money, you want to have a very low risk, high reward resource to go to the Cybersecurity Learning Path 101 from TryHackMe. Another fantastic resource, and one that I personally got started with, so some really humble beginnings here, is PicoCTF. And PicoCTF is a very small CTF website, and the one that I really adore is CAT. I don't know if they have it anymore or where it is. I think it's probably this one. Yeah, so I think it was this one, obedient cat. You cat out the file and you get the flag. So very simple stuff, but it was kind of, Pico CTF gave me the start of capture the flag challenges and made me fall in love with this kind of stuff. So very, very full circle here. And if you're starting in the field and you don't know what a CTF is, Pico CTF is a fantastic place to start. I know this video might not have been all that you were hoping for, but to be honest, I truly and personally believe that a direct path is not the right way to learn cybersecurity. The truth of the matter is everybody is different. We all have different backgrounds, experiences, interests, goals, and learning styles. So I found it really difficult to try and make a one-size-fits-all roadmap, and I don't think that's really possible, especially in today's world with all the resources everybody has access to. Regardless, if you enjoyed this style of video and want to see more from me, make sure you do all of those fun YouTube algorithm things like subscribe, comment, share, blah, blah, blah. But that'll be it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.